Welcome back, Odooers. My name is Jose Ignacio. Ever deal with inventory shortages, shrinkage, or weight variances? Issues like these don't just cause logistical nightmares, they can tank your customer trust and your bottom line. So, today, I'm going to show you how to fix that by setting up the invoice what is ordered policy. Invoicing for what is delivered means customers only pay for what they actually receive. This is a lifesaver if your final quantities are unpredictable until the moment they leave the warehouse. Think perishables, liquids, bulk materials, or in our case, hay. That's right. Did I forget to mention that my side hustle is wholesale feed supplier? Business is cropping up everywhere. And in this video, we're going to set the default invoicing policy, apply the right payment terms, and streamline those tricky partial shipments. By the end, your sales workflow will be perfectly synced with your cash flow. So, enough chit chat, let's get started. So here I am inside of the sales application. Let's check our settings to keep the cash flowing. So we're going to select configuration and then from here settings. Let's take a look at the invoicing section. So we're going to scroll down until we reach the invoicing section. Okay, so for this one, I've already selected invoice what is delivered right there. So what does that mean? This means that every new product created will default to this policy automatically. Now we're ready to sell. If it's your first time selecting this option, don't forget to click save up in the top left. So, I need to create a new quote for one of our regular customers, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, the one who buys the tiny hats for her guinea pigs. So, I'm going to select orders up at the top over here, and then I'm going to select quotations. Then I'm going to click new over here up at the top. All right, so Jennifer wants 500 bundles of hay. So, first of all, we need to add her as a customer right there. And then we're going to go to our product lines. So, she wanted hay. And actually, before we even do a product, we need to actually talk about payment terms. So small little doopsie. I'm going to go up here to the payment terms and I'm going to hit search more because there's something important that we need to talk about. And it's right here, this 2/7 net 30. So this means that if she pays within 7 days, she gets a 2% discount. Otherwise, the invoice is due, well, 30 days of the invoice date, as it says. It's a great way to motivate early payments and keep the cash flow steady. Now we can finally add our product. See, for our product, we're going to go with our Timothy Hay right there. And she told me she wants 500 of them. Perfect. Ooh, another little doopsie right there, doers. I've got a red chart and I only have, it looks like 400 of them in stock. But because we're invoicing based on delivery, I don't have to wait for a resupply to get paid for what I do have. So in that case, Jennifer already agreed to accept partial deliveries. So since this isn't the first time that this has happened, I'm going to click confirm over here up at the top. And then we're going to click our delivery smart button over there. Now when I click validate, would you look at that? Odoo gives us the option to create a back order for the remaining 100. So we're going to click create back order. So this keeps everything organized. It reserves the remaining stock for later and ensures the customer portal stays accurate. No, where's my stuff phone calls. Okay, we're going to go back over here to our sales order following our breadcrumbs. So back on our sales order over here, the delivery smart button has actually been updated to reflect our second delivery for the back order. Now, let's actually get paid. So I'm going to select create invoice over here. And then we're going to make this a regular invoice right there as our option and select create draft. Perfect. So Odoo automatically knows to bill for the 400 bundles delivered, as you could tell right there from our quantity. Ah, isn't that great? I'm going to select confirm up at the top and then pay. And then inside of here, would you actually honestly look at that? The 2% discount is applied automatically. The actual banner says we saved $381.60. I'm going to click create payment. Boom, just to finish our process. So I still have to process a different sales order. So let's go back to the quotations dashboard by selecting it from our breadcrumbs right there. Perfect. I'm going to click on the other sales order for Julia Rodent. Let's click on that one. So Julia ordered 500 bundles of orchard hay for her goat farm. We only had 400 in stock, which was delivered on this sales order that we have that happens to be right here, actually. But anyways, I'm going to click our delivery smart button up at the top because I know something that you don't. I have 2 delivery orders for this sales order because we had to split up the shipments into 2. The one with the status of done right here below was already delivered. Now I need to process the remaining 100 bundles of hay. In my case, I'm going to click our transfer record option just because it's already ready. So let's select that one. All right. So I'm going to validate this one as well. And this is going to be the one for that final 100 bundles. So let's go back over to our nice little sales order. And this time around, we're going to create our invoice. This is going to be our regular one for our final one. I'm going to click draft and see what happens. And do you see that? The draft only shows the remaining 100 right there. No messy spreadsheets, no double billing, just clean, accurate data. Once I confirm this, and then we can complete it by selecting pay. Look at that. She's also getting the discount for paying so quickly. And we have our nice little banner. Then we're going to select create payments. And just like that, look at that nice screen, paid banner. Just like that, you just learned how to automate invoicing based on real time fulfillment. Use smart payment terms to incentivize and get paid faster. And handle back orders without breaking a sweat. With the right setup, your sales app handles the heavy lifting so that you can focus on growing your business. Happy selling, and I'm going to see you in the next one.